Hi, my name is Maria Lazavik. I'm the portfolio manager at Marsham Investment Management, responsible for our transitional issue strategy. Transitional issuers are companies that have not yet been recognized as ESG leaders, but they have the ambition and a clear strategy to become ones. And we look at them from the climate angle perspective. As part of our strategy, we identify companies, often polluting companies, that can and will adapt their industrial processes to more sustainable practices. And we feel it is those companies, rather than those that are already green, that will be the driving force to achieve the net zero. To identify the right companies, we run fundamental analysis. And from the climate change perspective, this could be a very time-consuming process. The information is scattered around all various documents, being it annual reports, sustainability reports, or management transcripts. To make this process more efficient, we use an artificial intelligence tool called SEVVA. Let me take you through the demo. Generally speaking, SEVVA was designed as an AI research assistant, and it has a much wider functionality. You can do a wider search of the company's information on various topics, not just limited to ESG. You can compose research notes. You can then store them, edit, and compare in the Research Hub, which is especially useful if you want to analyze another company from the same industry, so you can just edit existing research piece. Since our interest is sustainability, we will focus on ESG functionality. So let's start with an ESG fund profile, and we'll start with our fund, Marsham Dollar Transitional Issuers Fund. You can see the overall rating that's on the scale of 1 to 10, 10 being best-in-class companies, so high positive impact. You can also see the split between E, S, and G. If you go to holdings, you can see the breakdown of individual companies' ESG ratings. So let's investigate here. For example, let's take BP. You will see the total score, again breakdown by environment, social, and governance, and you can see where it fits within the industry. Then you see the timeline on how the rating was evolving. And then we come to the most interesting part, the breakdown of rating by each UN sustainability goal. In this case, you see the company is not addressing zero hunger, but it is in line with the industry on everything else. You can also see where the company talks about each goal, what sort of filings it does. So you can see the transcript or annual report, ESG report, or other filings. So for our analysis, we mostly focus on climate action goal. So we click here and the magic happens. Instead of spending hours and days on going through all these documents, we instantly get a nice summary of everything relevant. You can see various documents it searched, ESG reports, annual reports, even AGM notices. The system offers a few unique advantages. AI looks for concepts, not for words. You will notice that we clicked climate action, but it gives results without the word climate or action. There are greenhouse emissions, there are carbon intensity, reduction of energy consumption, and so forth. You can only imagine how many variants of jargon you would have needed to search for in each document if you had to do this manually. This machine was trained for over 5 years to understand financial text, so there is no word or synonym search involved. It really gives you all relevant information. Another advantage is that it looks across information in all languages and translates into default one. It also gives you sentiment. For example, the risks will be negative sentiment. It also allows you to go to source, so you can click and read more from the same document. It opens a PDF on the exact page where the extract is coming from, and you get access to the full document so you can navigate. You can also filter out your search by theme, subject, or screener. The system allows you also to see all the sources that have been analyzed, and you will see this as thousands of documents. You can also filter out your search by theme. For example, let's say you're interested in M&A and how ESG partnerships work for the goals. So you click on that, you get additional filter in, and you can see the results. You can then quickly move across companies if you want to check for the same subject. For example, we looked at BP, We now want to look at shall. We replace the company and we get exactly the same topic for another company. And then there is a lot of analysis available: sources used, evolution over time, sentiment, filings, and other useful information. As you can see, SEVVA is a great tool that saves time going through the information so that we could focus on the actual value add and going through the analysis of the information. Another benefit is that SEVVA allows us to see through the rating. It's no longer a black box. We can see the driving forces for the rating, and this is exactly what helps us identify transitional issuers. If you would like to know more, please get in touch.